All right, let's dive straight into the Buffalo Bills because the game we just saw against the Denver Broncos was not what I was expecting. I thought the Bills would go in and win by maybe 2 scores, but instead they completely dominated from start to finish with the exception of that first drive touchdown by the Broncos. And that should really give you confidence about what this Bills team can accomplish. The offense was absolutely outstanding against a great defense, and the defense looked fully revamped, finally resembling the unit we've known they could be. When both of those aspects are firing at the same time, the Bills are arguably the best team in the NFL, and I don't think anyone would disagree. Before we go deeper into why I feel this way, if you're a fan of the NFL content, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future content, especially as we head into the playoffs. Now, back to the Bills. As I mentioned earlier, they just had a massive win against the Denver Broncos, with the final score being 31-7. Honestly, I think the win could have been even more dominant. The Bills clearly took their foot off the gas a bit toward the end since there was no real chance for a Broncos comeback, but still, winning by 24 points is impressive. This all starts, in my opinion, with the offense and their star quarterback, Josh Allen. Josh Allen is terrifying not only because of how he played in this game, but because he's been playing like this all season. That's why he's a serious contender for the MVP. Against a Denver Broncos defense that was considered one of the best, especially against the pass, Josh Allen wasn't fazed. He played nearly perfect football, throwing for over 270 yards without any turnovers, and also adding 46 rushing yards, putting him over 300 total yards for the game. He did everything you want from your quarterback, extremely accurate, and making plays outside the pocket. When Josh Allen is playing at his peak, there's no quarterback I'd take over him, and when you watch him play, it's clear why. It's like he was built in a lab to play quarterback. Adding to the excitement is the fact that the Bills have all their weapons back, healthy again, and that should scare every team they face moving forward. While the Bills have many talented players, some had been dealing with injuries, but this game showed the full power of their offense. Curtis Samuel, for example, hasn't had huge numbers this year, but he's had some key moments, and this game was no different. Having him back in the lineup is huge for the Bills. There's also Shakir, who's played well all year and consistently delivers, along with tight ends like Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid. What's crazy is that even with all these options, it doesn't end there. The Bills also have top-tier talent like Amari, the promising rookie Keon Coleman, and another solid option in Matt Collins. When you add all these weapons together, it's clear how much talent this offense has. With Josh Allen leading the charge, opposing defenses are in trouble. Joe Brady deserves credit for mixing these guys up and finding ways to get them open. Plus, the run game with James Cook looks excellent. Cook rushed for over 120 yards at 5.2 yards per carry against the Broncos, and every time he touched the ball, it seemed like he was making a big play. Having a solid run game like that makes the passing attack even more dangerous. And with Cook leading the way, followed by quality backup options like Todd Johnson and Ray Davis, the Bills' offense is extremely balanced. When you give Josh Allen a strong running game, he becomes nearly unstoppable. And that's why I think the Bills can score at least 28 points against any defense they face moving forward. Next, let's talk about the defense. Early in the season, I was concerned about the Bills' defense due to some key injuries, but with most of the injured players back, they've been looking like their old selves again. Against the Broncos, after that initial touchdown, the Bills' defense shut them down completely. While the Broncos don't have the best offense in the league, they do have some solid talent, so holding them to almost nothing after that first drive shows just how strong this Bills' defense is. A big part of that success comes from the Bills' pass rush. The Bills have one of the best pass rushing units in football, and it's been showing up every week. Against the Broncos, they sacked Bo Nix twice and pressured him consistently, forcing bad throws. If the pass rush can keep performing like this, everything else on defense will follow suit. The linebacker play has also improved with Matt Milano back in the lineup. While his first few games back weren't perfect, he played much better against the Broncos. Milano is one of the best linebackers in the league, and when he's playing at a high level, the entire defense gets better. The front seven, with their ability to rush the passer and stop the run, is key. Against the Broncos, the Bills held them to just 79 rushing yards, with 43 of those yards coming from Bo Nix. Stopping the run is going to be huge against a team like the Ravens, who rely on the run with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. If the Bills can limit the Ravens' run game and force them into passing situations, their pass rush will have a chance to shine. If they do that, the Bills' secondary can make plays, and that's when they'll have a great shot at winning. The Bills' secondary also struggled earlier in the season due to injuries, but now that they're healthy, they've looked much better. When the defense is fully healthy, they're one of the best in the league. And when you pair that with an offense that can put up 28, 30 points a game, there aren't many teams that will be able to compete. If the Bills can play their best football against the Ravens, I don't see a scenario where they lose that game. If they beat the Ravens, they'll be in a great position to go all the way.